Hey, my loves, it's your girl, Miss Meta XXer here. Welcome to another Good Morning, My Love show. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. If you did not have a wonderful weekend, that's fine. Leave all that negativity behind because we are coming into a new week. And in this new week, we're going to love ourselves. We're going to make sure that we're good. We're not going to allow anybody's negativity. We're not going to let anybody's complaining, anybody bring us down, okay? Because as the old saying goes, my grandma used to always say, misery loves company. Some people just love to complain and they want you to be complaining with them. But who wants to be around somebody who's always complaining? We want to be around people who's uplifting and we love ourselves and we've been that way, okay? So make sure that you're keeping your positive energy up. Make sure you're saying your affirmations. I make sure I say my affirmations in the morning. I make sure I say my affirmations at midday and at night, okay? No matter what, your affirmations can be anything you want to. It can be however short, however long. But the thing about it is to say something about yourself that you love. If you cannot name at least 3 things you love about yourself, then that's something you got to deal with because everybody on this earth is beautiful. And anybody who tries to tell you you're not beautiful, don't let that spirit, don't let that negativity influence you to be something you're not, okay? I always say this. If you want to change something, don't change for society. Don't change for what somebody else wants you to be or what somebody says, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, you should do this. But the thing about it is, what are you doing that you want to do? What are you doing that's within your heart? What are you doing that makes you say, this is life? What are you doing that makes you feel good? And the things that make you feel good, my loves, those are the things that we want to keep pushing on. We want to make sure that we're walking our truth. We want to make sure that we're following our dreams, okay? Because people don't realize this. It takes more muscles to make a frown than it ever does to make a smile. You use more energy to be negative than you're ever to be positive. It's so easy to smile and be positive. I honestly, maybe it's because of the way I grew up. I honestly don't, it's hard for me to grasp somebody who, if there's 7 days in a week, it's hard for me to grasp that Monday you're down, Tuesday you're down, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like there should be some kind of happiness, uplifting within that week, okay? And if you're not, then maybe you need to start looking at what other people are doing and saying, well, this person need to do that, and we should do this, we should do that. Maybe you need to start looking at what you're not doing right. And that's the thing about it. A lot of times we live in denial of things that we're doing right or we're not doing right, okay? So we have to a lot of times look in your heart. If you feel like you know everything or you feel like nobody can tell you nothing, baby, if you're around someone like that, baby, that is a dangerous person. Because no matter how old you get, everybody can always gain knowledge. Everybody can always do better, okay? We should always want to do better. We should always want to do better. And the thing about it is, whenever you find somebody who wants to only help a certain amount of people because it benefits them, that's somebody to watch. Because people like that, you have to watch them. They are manipulative. They are all about themselves and what they want. So my babies, you have to watch people like that, okay? Make sure you're looking out for things and people of that nature, okay? Make sure that your circle is surrounded by people who are wanting the same things you want. And they don't want the things just for you, or they don't want to use you, or they don't want to use people around you. You have to understand, sometimes you have to walk this trip alone. I have had to walk this trip alone, and that's fine, but I'm okay with that. Sometimes people will try to tell you about other struggles and they don't even know about the struggles. Like, for example, I can never ever tell somebody what it's like to have cancer because I've never had cancer. So, for example, when I'm saying stuff about Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, if you are an ally or something, then you can tell somebody about that. But the thing about it is, how can you expect your experience to overwhelm that, you know? How can you expect that? So you have to make sure that you're doing everything you can do, okay? You can be wonderful, you can be it, but just make sure that you're doing everything within your power to just be the best you that you can be, okay? You are so wonderful. You are so grateful. And my babies, I understand that a lot of you are going through a lot of things. And those things that you're going through, they are things you shouldn't have to go through, okay? But understand that you are You are who you are, okay? If you are gay or you're bisexual or you're lesbian or you're transgender, whoever you are, that's you. Be you. And you deserve to be you, okay? You deserve to be the best you. You deserve to be the you that, is able to follow their dreams, okay? All those things you deserve because you are great, you are wonderful, and you are awesome and phenomenal, okay, my loves? All right. Make sure that we're also loving ourselves because I was always taught this. If if you're so pressed by a person and you're like, you gotta do, maybe the pressedness isn't the person, maybe it's you. Because honestly, I live my life to where I have to understand that I got too much going on in my life to be concerned with what somebody else is not doing right. I have too much. So understand this, my loves. Sometimes we have to learn that when we go out of our lane and we don't stay in our own lane, sometimes that's why we have a wreck. Sometimes you have to learn to stay in your own lane. Learn to sometimes say, hey, what am I doing right? Hey, what am I doing wrong? So these are the things that we have to make sure that we're doing, and we are acknowledging everything that is happening within ourselves, okay? Because we know that as being members, especially if you're a member of the LGBTQI plus community, there are so many trials, there are so many tribulations, and there's so many things that we have to go through. But we have to understand that, baby, if we have that faith, if we work hard, there is nothing you cannot achieve. You are so wonderful. You are so beautiful. And you can do anything you want within yourself. You just have to believe. And a lot of times, people understand. Sometimes people say, well, why isn't this person going through what I'm going through? Why is this person going through? Understand this. Sometimes God gives his strongest warriors the biggest test. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. Sometimes you might say, well, this person not going through that, but I'm going through that. Maybe you're going through it and they're not. Maybe because of the fact that they can't handle it. Everybody can't handle everything. Some people can handle better than others. And there's some things some people can't. So you have to realize that sometimes people will have they may say, well, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. And you might say, well, I can do this. And they say, well, no, you shouldn't do that. Well, you have to understand, it's all right that if you won't do something, but don't hinder somebody else if they're trying to do something, my loves. You get it? So understand this. If you know within your heart that there's something that you want to, if it's a goal that you want to reach for, if you want to be a lawyer, you want to doctor, whatever your goals are, my babies, whatever your goals are, you can achieve those things. You can be great and you can accomplish all those things you want to accomplish. Just understand that you matter. You matter. And don't let anybody's negativity, don't let anybody's malice, don't let anybody stop you from being who or what you want to be. You can accomplish anything. And understand this. A lot of times people will sometimes get mad at you. So Auntie, why people get mad at you? Sometimes people get mad at you because honestly, they may say, well, this person's doing this and I want to do this. Well, why didn't you step out and do this? Okay? But don't get mad at somebody else because maybe it's something you want to do and you didn't do it and the other person decided to do it. If they did, okay, let them go do it. But don't hinder them because you decided you didn't want to do it or you were too scared to do it, okay? So my loves, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to walk journeys alone. Don't be afraid to follow your dreams. Don't be afraid to stand up for things, especially when you feel like things are right. Because understand this, a lot of times you will stand up and you will be in almost like a court of law the way you feel like you don't have nobody on your side. But the thing about it is, what are you going to stand for? Are you going to stand for what's right? Or are you going to say something? Because people love to say, well, I don't want to go this. If you know somebody is doing wrong and you agree with them, you're just as guilty. I'm sorry to say that, but you have to realize if you don't hold them accountable, it's the same thing. It's almost like you're engaging with what they're doing wrong. And there is so much wrongness right now that's going on, especially with Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, and so much of these things. So we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to just simply be the best us that we can be. All right. Last but not least, before I end this video, my loves, I'm gonna say this. As I always say, I always say this. Protect Black women at all costs. Black women are underpaid. They are some of the leaders in this country that are just making moves. And I will always and forever stand for Black women, because Black women, you have to realize I was born from a Black woman. And so many times I have gotten told, oh, you're too loud, you're too aggressive, you're this or that. And the thing about it, what trips me out is the most is when people say that, I ask them, I say, well, do you know my struggle? Do you know what I had to go through? Because people understand, people will get mad at somebody for trying to fight for what they want. But sometimes you have to realize that in certain instances, people don't have the same privilege you do. So if someone doesn't have the same privilege you do, they have to fight harder. Because they can't just say, oh, hey, here's my skin color. I don't know about y'all, but I'm chocolate brown. I'm not just granted or given anything. I don't have privileges. So I have to stand up. I have to fight for the things that I knew. And yes, I get called all kind of names. I get called, I get to where, oh, you're this, you're that. But the thing about it is, my loves, is that I will never stop fighting for my LGBTQ plus community. I will never stop fighting for Black trans lives and Black trans women. And I will never stop fighting for Black women, because of the fact that I don't care if I have to fight 4 or 5 people or people gang up here to say this. I don't care what people say. I know that I have a purpose right now, and that purpose is to try to make the world better. And nobody made the world better by simply agreeing with everybody. No one made the world better by saying, oh, I just won't deal with that. Nobody made the world better by just saying, oh, by just talking and not going out there and doing stuff. By talking or not listening. You have to be able, if you are a true ally, you have to make sure that you're doing all the things that allows for good allyship. So make sure that you're doing all those things, and especially protecting Black women. Please protect Black women at all costs. My loves, thank you for a wonderful, wonderful Monday. The One My Love show on YouTube. I thank you for everything you are. I thank you for what you do. And I simply want to let you know, you matter, your voice matters, and don't let anybody suppress your voice. I love you, my babies. Bye.